In all the positions I served, I must assure you, Chairperson, as a leader, I was democratically elected or assigned by my organization. I never and will never sell my soul to the highest bidder. Chairperson, I think it's important for me to emphasize the above point because already the so-called Court of Public Opinion had long concluded and issued a verdict that myself and anyone associated with His Excellency President Zuma are corrupt, and for those corrupt reasons allowed private interest to capture our democratic state and its institutions to advance corrupt motives. All this happened because of this expeditiously compiled report by a former public protector. It is interesting, Chairperson, but not surprising, to note that at the center of this Court of Public Opinion is a political narrative that is driven by a biased white-owned media controlled by white capital. This is the same white capital, if we were to be remembered. If we were to remember, this is the same white capital that acquired its control over the economic resources of our country through the cruel exploitation of the blood and sweat of the black people during the era of the evil system of apartheid.
Can you give us an indication of approximately on how many occasions you met with Mr. Tony Gupta?
No, I will be lying. I can't remember. But as I've indicated in my affidavit, I met with them on several. I met Mr. Tony Gupta and he introduced me to companies that did business with himself and other members of the Gupta family.
So going back now to these meetings that you may have had with Mr. Tony Gupta, you're not quite certain at this point in time how many meetings you might have had or whether you had any meetings at all. How much money do you raise during this period of time for the MK Veterans Association, specifically from the Gupta family or the Gupta businesses?
What is on record, which I can provide to the Commission, we had one of the first successful golf activity in 2016. And that they came in as one of the four main sponsors of that particular event. I just want to underscore this, one of the four main sponsors of that particular event. And then they followed up also with another sponsorship as one of the three main sponsors for the next golf day, because it's an annual event. So all in all, if we are looking at the monetary value, we are looking at plus minus 1.2 million that they contributed to those two events respectively.
And in the pursuit of excellence, with the name of a person who has told you that he has certain qualifications, you've never seen his CV, you've never verified whether the information that he's given you is correct, you then offer that person a job as the special advisor to the Minister of Finance. That's what you're saying.
But also, maybe to add on what you are saying, someone who has demonstrated through my engagement with him that he understands the subject matter. But also, I knew, besides me trusting him not to be telling me the lie, I knew that there was a process that I'm going to subject him to, which is normally championed by DPSA.
Why did you not want to give yourself a wider choice of people, qualified people, experienced people from whom to choose? Why did you confine yourself to this person with whom you had met only once in 6 years or so, very briefly, in a restaurant, as I understand the position, and you had talked to to whom you had talked once or twice on the phone in 6 years, when there must be many people, some of whom within the ANC, I have no doubt, who would qualify?
Chair, I had no time because remember I had to hit the ground running. So I had to prioritize some positions in my office so as I can hit the ground running.
You might have given yourself time to talk to maybe Mr. Nene or other ministers and give yourself more time, even if it's a few days, just to make sure that not only is the person you choose somebody with academic qualifications, but also that you choose somebody, for example, with integrity. And you don't just rely on what he says to you. You talk to other people, you do some background check. Before you say, I am identifying this person, even if the process will involve security clearance and so on. But before you say, I'm identifying this person, just make sure that this is not somebody who might have certain skeletons in his cupboard that are going to embarrass you, that are going to embarrass the government, that are going to embarrass National Treasury. Just say, what are you going to lose by waiting a few days just to check these things? So that's part of my concern. You want to address that?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, ideally, I will definitely take that route. And I didn't take that route because I felt a lot of pressure, especially how the financial market reacted. So I had to think quickly on getting a team or maybe some people with the necessary knowledge on issues of financial markets.
And at the time when you appointed or rather when you made the offer to Mr. Bobat, you were aware that he in fact worked for Regiment's Capital at the time, is that correct?
No, I was not correct. He only brought it to my attention when I discussed with him at the unit building. And then I instructed him, and he must, if he accepts the offer, he must then resign from the regiment.
Were you aware of some of the rumors that were swirling in the media at the time?
Yes, I was aware.
What were the rumors?
I mean, about some implications in the certain act of malfeasances.
And notwithstanding that fact, and the fact that you were aware of the rumors of malfeasance on the part of Regiment's Capital, you had no concerns about his own integrity. Is that correct?
No, because he was not necessarily implicated in what was happening or what was said in the newspaper about the regiment company.
Were you concerned in any way about taking somebody as your special advisor as Minister of Finance who was coming from an organization about which there were rumors of wrongdoing? Were you concerned about that at all?
Definitely, Chair. That's why I posed a question about fit for purpose, just to make sure that we don't start a process which might backfire.